Okay, there we are. We're showing up. I see live up in the corner, and I know if I see
Yes,
live up in the corner, we are live, 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 for real, for real, for
we are
real.
in it. We in it to win it.
Hey, Victoria, Queen Victoria is in the house tonight. How are you doing, Victoria?
So I'll be honest, I'm not feeling my level best, but I'm glad to be here. I tell you.
Well, I'm always glad to see you and always
Same
glad
here.
to
Same
meet
here.
you.
My favorite time of the week, to be honest.
And we're missing Miss Ruth tonight. We always miss
Yes.
Ruth when she's not with us. So wherever you are, Ruth, I know that you're going to see this at some point in time. We love you and we miss you. And we
Yes.
hope that you are number one, doing something fun, and number
Yep.
two, staying out of trouble in the meantime. Okay? Got to make sure of that. I see
Exactly.
Angie has already come on this evening. Good evening to you, Angie. We're all in our places, sunshiny faces.
Faces, that's it.
You know how we do. Well, we are excited. We are excited this evening. I tell you what, this is going to be a good evening. We have been looking forward to this for some time
Yes,
now.
indeed.
It's something that we wanted to do, and it's such a great feeling when something that you want to do just comes to fruition, and
And it
you are
came
able.
together very nicely.
It did. It did. Were
Mhm.
you surprised, Victoria? I mean,
No,
I know,
no,
I know
no.
we, I know that it's something that we wanted to do, and we had the best people in place to get it done.
Yes,
But still, it was just to see it. It's kind of like we were talking about the book cover. It's real. It was
yes.
absolutely real. And it felt so good. It felt so good, so good, so good. But we're going to go ahead and get started this evening. We're doing things a little bit differently tonight because we have this special thing that we are going to share with you. Hey there, Leah, the lady of the hour. How are you doing
Yes.
this evening? I'm glad to see you pop in. Glad to have you with us tonight. But we're going to go ahead and do our weekend review, which we usually do on Sunday evenings, kind of bring you up on what your authors have been up to. But in addition to that, we got something really, 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 really special that we're going to share with you. But let's go ahead and get started like we usually do. So, Victoria, what was your week like? Tell us about your weekend review.
My week was really a blessed one. Sometimes, how we in church, you pay your tithes and blah, blah, blah. You sometimes think that you're going to get financial blessings. But this week I got, it wasn't financial blessing. It was just blessings where people just gave. And I got a huge, huge gift. And I'm not gonna say everything what it was because you don't tell all your business on social things. But I just got such a huge blessing, and it was just to me God's way of telling me I see you once again.
Oh,
And it was and especially when things are unexpected.
yep.
And I just been crying like all week off and on, full, just full of the goodness of God. And this morning I was on a beautiful, beautiful prayer call, and I just could not stop crying. So I ended up praying for other people, and I didn't feel good myself, but just sharing the joy of God that's in my heart. And so that was a good, good part of the week, was just feeling. Every time I turn around, he just kept blessing me. People, I had two people just call me out the blue. I was just thinking about you and just wanted to let you know, see how you were doing. Those unexpected calls, it just warmed your heart. It was just beautiful. And also, doing the writing challenge for the national writing challenge that we're doing with the National Write More, novel thing. I can't ever get the thing right, but I was able to, challenge myself and get some words out. A couple of days I didn't write at all, but then a couple of days I got like 500 plus words. So it's coming along. It's getting my fibromyalgia story out. I had to really step back and realize it is not for me. So while I'm having some tears doing it, I know it's going to bless somebody else. And so it's a labor of love, because I
Oh,
want to be able to help somebody else. Because a lot of people, especially in the Black community, don't understand what fibromyalgia is. doesn't understand the effect it has on not only the person but those around you. And so
Mhm.
when this is finished, it's going to be, I just think, a blessing to somebody. And I always say, if I could just help one somebody, then
That's
my living is not going to be in vain. And so I'm just excited about that part. So
that's
that was
good.
my week.
That's a pretty good week.
What
That's
about you?
yeah, yeah. Well, I came to the close of my challenge.
Okay,
There
good.
are some things that I want to go back over. I'm not trying to edit, but I am trying to make sure that the sections that I have make sense.
Make it make sense, right?
Gotta make it make sense. And I'm excited that I think it's the first Sunday in December, the first
Okay.
Sunday in December, when we talk about the writing challenge, that I will be able to fully talk about what
Awesome.
I did and give the name of it and all that good stuff. And
Okay.
so I'm happy about the progress that I made. I'm happy that I got to finish it. I have had a couple of people to read it just to make sure that it did make sense.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was glad to do that progression and have that going on. And
Well,
I
good.
I did something fun. I did something fun. I have twin goddaughters, and they're
Oh.
8 years old now. And I went to South Carolina and surprised them with early Christmas.
Oh, that was so
Yeah.
nice.
So I had bought them some things, bought them some clothes and things and games and crafts and all of that, and just had it in big shopping bags and everything. And they were
That's
so
nice.
surprised. And I am so grateful also to Trelyn. She's not on the line right now, but Trelyn
Okay.
Industry. I got some books from her, some of her children's books, and had
Yes.
her autograph them uh, for the girls.
Oh.
And they were so excited, and they were even more excited because they remembered her. And she had put a little bookmark in the books, and they pulled it out, and they were like, oh, Mr. Lynn.
Oh, that's nice.
so,
That's
so I
nice.
have to be sure that I let her know that her books were a hit, and she did a really really great job with that. So
That's
that
awesome. That's nice. See, that was feel good. My cheeks. My cheeks.
yeah. Between the writing and blessing the little ones, it
Yeah.
was a good week. It was a good week. But let me tell you about tonight,
Come
Hunty.
on. Come
Hunty,
on.
let me tell you about tonight. Let me tell you about tonight. On the 15th of October, we had our first intimate afternoon with Authors Up. And it turned out to be a wonderful, wonderful event. And we were able to record it with a studio audience. So it was more than
Yes.
just seeing your names pop up, it was having your faces out there in the audience. And we had a really, really nice afternoon. And everybody was saying, well, when are we going to get to see it? When are we going to get to see it? And I want to know what it looks like and how it came out and all of that. Well,
Yep.
guess what? Tonight is your lucky night. Tonight is the night that we're going to show you what happened on that Saturday afternoon. And I tell you what, Victoria, I was so happy with the way that it came out, and I
Hmm.
was happy with the way that just the way everybody responded. It was just a good afternoon.
It
Weather
really
was
was.
good, and the
Really
people
was.
came, and we had a great, great videographer named Maurice Griffin that
Yes.
does. You will see tonight that he does just amazing, amazing work, and he did just an excellent job. So we are really happy that we are getting to share that with you tonight. So let me make sure I have covered everything. December, also remember, December will be our month for a book bundle. So be sure
Okay.
that when you come in December, which is only a couple of weeks away, that
Yep.
you will be putting something in the comment section so that you can be eligible to win a book bundle. Be a nice gift Christmas time from us.
Yes.
you.
Yes.
We're going to be happy to do that and happy to be able
Oh,
to.
and I have one other thing. We want everybody to make sure they follow us, those in Facebook Live and on our podcast world. Follow us on all our social media outlets so you can find out how you can purchase our journal, because we now have a
That's
Authors
right.
Up journal that we're offering, and that would be a wonderful Christmas present as well. I'm certainly using mine and enjoying it.
And the other thing about that is not just the journal, but there's a pen. And honey,
Yep,
that's a smooth writing ink pen.
that
I
that's
love
a beautiful
my pen.
pen.
I love my Authors Up pen.
I cherish that pen. Don't touch that pen.
And Victoria, you have something new coming up also in December. I don't know whether you want to talk about it tonight or not. Maybe
It's
we
okay.
can do it for next week. Which
Yeah,
one?
well, how about we save it for next week?
Okay, okay. So you all better come back and tune in because Queen Victoria's got something to share, something that she wants to tell you. So I think we are about ready to go. I think Alan has got everything queued up and in place. So we not only welcome you to Authors Up tonight, but we welcome you to an intimate afternoon with Authors Up
Yes,
that we did on October the 15th. So here we go, guys. Come on, Alan. We're ready.
Roll them, roll them.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Authors Up. We are glad to have you with us this evening. This is the 7 o'clock hour on Sunday night, and you know this is where you need to be, right? Absolutely, absolutely. I want to introduce my co-host for the evening. We have Miss Ruth Griffin over here,
Thank you.
and we have and we have Miss Victoria over here.
No, darling.
And I am Andrea L. Hines, and we are so excited about this evening. There's something about a first of anything. And when you're a part of it, you never, ever forget it. So we are excited. We're excited for what we're going to reveal tonight. We're excited for our special guest in the house tonight, and we'll talk about her a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to go on and get started, and we're going to let Queen Victoria over here talk to you a little bit about the history of AU, how we came to be, and tell you some good stuff.
All right. How y'all doing, Bronze Girls?
We good.
You good? All right, all right. Well, Authors began with an idea that God gave our lovely elder, Dr. Andrea Hines. It began. She came to me in church one day and discussed this. I have something I want to ask you, and so she told me what she wanted to do, and I was so humbled and just honored that she even thought that I could do something like that. And, you know, my book had only been out a little bit. I was like, who, me? But because she is who she is and I love her, I said yes. So we we got together and we talked many times on the phone. And our first recorded, when we first started, we did record it. And I'm looking back at it now. We started in 2019. And I really believe that it was God blessed that we were able to start something like this because he knew we would need that going during the pandemic. And it was just wonderful to be able to record the shows. I listened to the first show maybe a few weeks ago, and it's so funny how we have grown from then to now. So last year, we decided that, okay, let's get a little bit more into the technology. And so we started live last July. And it has really grown even more than we have felt more of a connection with our audience.
We're connected with each other. We can see each other instead of, like I can tell when she's going to talk or Ruth is going to talk, and so we don't interrupt each other. It is just a wonderful experience. And our authors that we have met live, it has just been wonderful. We have done some amazing things with Authors Up, and it was something that I never thought was possible. But looking at all of you, it is just wonderful to see you, to know that you have connected with us. It's great to see the faces, that we see the names, pop up. But to look at you, it is really beautiful. And so I just am so appreciative. We have, we've done a story challenge. We've done things like an Authors Up Playhouse, where it was like, remember those radio shows back in the day? And you would have the stories. We've done a few of those. We've done something else that we're going to reveal tonight. It's just been wonderful. One of the things that I'm most proud of to say is that Authors Up is actually international. When we get on the show and we start, we just talk. We love each other, we're friends, and we just do what we do, not realizing that this has touched countries. We've been in such countries as Spain, Ghana, Canada, Jamaica, Japan, Italy, Germany, Russia, South Africa, and India, all from an idea that God gave Elder Hines. And so it is amazing. That's right. It's amazing. It's amazing. So now we are, I think we're caught up. And so we just want to say thank you to you. This has been our way of just saying thank you for supporting us, for just tuning in every week, for sharing the lives, for just being with us, and we're just honored.
That's it?
That's it.
You done?
I think I'm done.
You sure? Okay. You can tell we have fun together all the time. All the time. We never know what to expect, and I want to share this little quick story with them. When we first started, and we were doing radio only, and we were recording everything, and we wanted the last line of the show to be, "You will never know what's going to happen when you tune in to Authors Up." And that's exactly the way it went. It took us about 50 times to be able to say Authors Up in unison.
We still can't do it.
So we have come a long way, but we have some special guests before I go on. We had asked some of you to write in some questions that you had for us about the authors, about the show, about the programming. But I want to, Victoria was talking about the different kinds of things that we have done. And one thing that we did was the AU Playhouse, and we took a script. We did this a couple of times, and we actually did dramatic reading on the air with that script. And one of those playwrights is here tonight, and that's Miss Aisha Stocks. Aisha, can you stand for just a minute? And we also have one of the authors that we had interviewed, and that is Michelle Hill, and her book was Giselle's Silly Soggy Day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So she was one of the children's book authors that we have had on the program, and it's really been an interesting time. So let me read a couple of these questions, and we'll see where we will go from there. This is a good one, and this is one for you, Ruth. The question is it better for an author to stick with or to stay with or stick with one genre of writing, or should they explore? How do you pinpoint what genre is best?
So let's start with the second question. How do you pinpoint what genre is best for you? What do you read? So if you read romances, you probably have a propensity, you will probably have a propensity to write romances. If you read adventure stories, that's probably what you lean towards and you will want to write. Now, this is not to say that you can't write anything else, but it is possible. Isaac Asimov actually wrote in every genre there is out there. So if he can do that, if you want to write in 3 different genres, the only thing I would say is just to make sure that you are well versed in what you want to write. So if you write romances and now you want to look at doing an adventure story set in Greece, make sure you know about the setting, make sure you know about the time that you're writing in. So just do a little extra research, and I think you'll be successful in both genres.
She's so knowledgeable. I
That's why we keep her.
Exactly.
Yes,
We
she
gotta
knows
keep her.
stuff. Okay.
Job security.
Here's a good one. This one says, how do you pick the authors and the books you put on the show? How do we do that?
That's another Ruth question.
Exactly.
So, actually, so we get our authors different ways. We do have a service that we use, matchmakers.fm. They help us find guests. I believe that's how we've got Michelle Hill on our show. We also query. If there's a particular author that we know, we may ask them on. Others have come to us to say, hey, we would like to be on your show. So, and usually we take a look at the books, if they're inspirational, if they're interesting, if they are different. You know, if you guys were able to listen to, I don't remember her name. She wrote Melanoid Chronicles. That was a different.
Zarina Hakim.
Hameen.
Hameen.
Yes,
Zarina
Zarina
Hameen.
Hameen. She wrote the Melanoid Chronicles, and it is an encyclopedia of, what would we say?
Black history.
Yeah,
It's
Black history in this millennium. So, you know, if you've never heard of it, I would encourage you to that. But it's different from anything else that we've explored. So, yeah, we invited her to be on the show. So.
Now here's one. It says, how do upcoming authors learn more about your program, like becoming a guest, writing techniques, etc.? And
I
they,
think I could say that.
yes, I think so.
Send us an email at what?
AuthorsUp at gmail.com. Now, here's a good one, and I think all of us can probably weigh in on this. It says, how does a person interested in doing a show like yours have to do to prepare? I think they mean, what does a person interested in doing a show like yours have to do to prepare?
How about you answer that one?
Contact us at authorsup at gmail.com. It's really simple, and it really is that simple. And we are blessed to be able to have a lot of the authors who come on refer other authors. A lot of times they are in writing groups and things like that, and they say, gee, you know, this person, I think this person would be really good for your show, or that person would be really good for your show. And we have them actually, you know, send us an email to authorsup@gmail.com. And Ruth has a format that she's put out there. There are a number of questions that she asks, and as they respond to those, then we make a decision as to, you know, who we will have participate with us on the program. In terms of this, what do I want to say? This format that we're doing, there are things that are a little different. And we have to remind people sometimes, because some people are well versed in doing podcasts and things like that. It's not a problem. When they're not, we have to say, well, you need to come on a little early so that we can make sure that your mic is right and that your bed is made up. We've had, you know, some that have
Don't
not
have a bright light.
paid
right in back
attention
of
to
you.
the background, you know, so you have to be aware of that. People kind of look at their setting as being this circle. But the truth of the matter is, that camera's picking up everything behind you as well. So we kind of talk them through that process and let them know the other things that have to go into it. And we want everybody to be comfortable. So we do have those conversations that say, we have them come on early enough to say, is there any question that you have? Is there something that you want to know from us before we get started? We don't have a platform where we're trying to surprise anybody, you know, and say, 5 years ago when you were writing, what happened then, Ruth? Tell us about it. So we want them to be comfortable. We want them to know how the flow of the show is. We have some authors who talk a lot, and we have some authors that just answer questions. So you kind of have to feel your way through and see what's best for them. So I hope that answered that question.
I think we also have to add that you also have to expect the unexpected. We've had times when we had a show prepared, we had our notes, we knew it was going to happen, author did not show up. So we've had to learn how to shift when that happens, and those are the most interesting shows, I think, because we didn't know what was going to happen, so now we're talking like off the fly. So I've enjoyed those shows a lot because we end up being inspirational, we end up laughing and having a good time when we could have panicked and it could have went south, but it didn't. So always expect the unexpected.
Yes, like that time you had unexpected visitors.
Yes.
Or the bubbles on the laptop.
The water that fell over.
Yes, usually it's on her end, but we're not pointing fingers.
Frozen screen, you know, we're sitting there going, did she go away? Is she coming back?
Yeah, so it's been an event.
I think the bubbles was the most funny. It was her birthday, and I was, because we weren't together, I was doing a big show. So I had bubbles. I was going, whoo, and just showing the bubbles, you know, happy birthday. I had the birthday crown, all this stuff. The bubbles fell over onto my laptop, and it just shut me out. I'm like, send me the link. So then I had to get back on. I was so upset that my laptop was just, but once it dried, it came back on, but it was hilarious. And Ruth is referring to, we were on the live show, my doorbell rings. I'm trying to ignore it, and the bell just ding dong loud. So then Ruth goes, why don't you just go answer it? So yeah, always expect the unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen.
Here's a good one. This is a good one. How can we, the fans, help grow authors up, visibility, audience base on social media? How can you help to grow authors up?
That's my question, apparently.
All of us can weigh in, I think.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. So follow us on social media. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. Share our posts. Tell people about us. So we do have an international audience. We also want a local audience. You know, we have you guys, and we are grateful for everyone that we do have, because we do cover a certain demographic. If you look around the room, you see what it is. But we definitely want to grow. You know, we definitely want to our show to be out there, and our show to become a mind share. You know, we want people to think, okay, authors podcast, authors up. So just follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, whatever your choice is. You can follow us on YouTube as well. We're on there. So, and just tell people about us. Guys?
I think you did a wonderful job.
I thought, okay, thank you.
Let me do, we got a couple of quick ones here, and then we're going to move on. Would an author do well as a playwright or vice versa? Or are these two totally different things?
Miss Playwright?
I'm like, I don't write plays, so I don't know.
Well, I'm about to find out. I think they are two totally different styles, and Aisha can help me out with that. This is the first time, this year will be the first time that I am taking something that I have written as a novel and turning it into a play that we can do at the Authors Up Playhouse. We're going to do that. We're shooting to do it in December. So this will, I'll be able to answer that question in January. But I really think it's it feels like it's going to be two different processes. And I don't know, this is going to be, I'm going to just kind of work my way around it. Shall I tell them what we're going to do?
Well, yes,
No?
but let me answer.
Go.
Let me add
Go
on
ahead.
to that. It is two different processes. That's not to say that it can't be done, because a lot of films, you have the author who writes the the screenplay itself because they want to stay faithful to their work, which is not to say that it won't be changed later on. But you know your work best. It's just a question of learning the other medium. So if you can sit there and learn the rules of what a screenplay or a playwright, or excuse me, a script looks like, then you can take your work and convert it to that. Vice versa, and you've written plays.
Yes.
So you can speak about going from a play to a novel. You know, and I think you did a great job with The Train.
And that's what we're going to be doing in December.
Train.
The Train. Yeah, we're going to do The Train.
So we'll have a casting call soon.
Very soon,
Yeah, very soon.
like tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Well, I have to write a book now because both of you have done your books on the Playhouse. I guess I have to write a book now so I can get mine.
Okay, I think that's it for the questions. We certainly had some good ones tonight. And yeah, I think we can move on at this point. So Ms. Ruth, what you got for us?
Oh, awesome. So we, and this is really the point of this evening, aside from getting to see your beautiful faces. So we have done some incredible things in the last 3 years, but one of the, I feel like the greatest things, and I think we would agree, our first year we ran a contest called,
From concept to creation, completion.
yes, so we asked several of our listeners, or we asked all our listeners to submit a manuscript of a book that they had written, they had worked on, put together, and we would take it from their concept to completion. We would publish their book. And we received wonderful manuscripts. We received extra manuscripts. And we received others that needed a little extra love and attention that we were not able to give to at the time. So, which is not to say, because I believe, you know, honestly, I think everyone has a book inside them, at least one. So, we'll talk about that later. But, you know, we went through it. We spent several weeks just going through the manuscript, and we were able to select one that was called Adria's Transformation. And yes, it was a romance, so of course we all went, oh, we wanted that happy ending. And it was just excited to be able to share with, so the author was Paula Obi, who is our special guest tonight. We're gonna bring her up in a minute. But we were able to share, you know, with her our excitement, and in the next, what's it been, almost 2 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
2
we gonna
years,
birth
you
this
know.
baby.
Yes, absolutely. You know, we've been able to coach her, to work with her, and to finally get to that point where we're going to say we're almost ready to publish. So, and that is the point of this evening. So we want to say we are excited. You know, I feel at this point we're like the midwives in the room. We can't wait to see it, to have everybody hold the book in their hands and just to share a little bit about it. So, Paula, will you please come up? So, I was gonna read her bio, but I think I'm gonna save it because she will be on our show. Come February, we are going to release her book on Valentine's Day. Yay! So, and specifically, I know you all have noticed this right here. We're going to do a cover reveal today. So, and the reason that we've kind of waited, that we're doing this is because we wanted to build her audience. We wanted to give her the opportunity. We want to give her book the opportunity to succeed. So, you know, there are a lot of authors, you know, I'm a publisher for those who don't know. There are a lot of authors who just want to rush to get their book out, but you don't have an audience to read it. So we want to make sure that she has an audience. So, Paula?
Hello. I'm back.
Yes, and we are so happy to have you here. So, I'm going to start how we usually do. Tell us about your story.
Well, the story is about a young lady who finds love. But in order to find love, she had to find her voice. It's a Christian love story, and it was actually birthed out of one sentence that someone said to me. Now, the awe-inspiring thing is I have no idea how to write fiction.
I don't think that's true.
Right.
You don't think that's true?
Nope.
No.
I have no idea how to do that, but it is fiction with a splash of life or life with a splash of fiction, whichever you want. And when you have the most awesome writing coaches in the world, give it up to the writing coaches. They're going to bring it out of you.
One way or another, yes.
One way or another. So I'm very excited about that entire story. If you know people in our lives, I think you can connect with the journey. And that was the main point, to connect with the journeys. So
Yes.
excited. I'm getting excited.
Well, I hope so, yes. No, and it's not just, you guys get excited because it is, I love romances, I love happy endings. But when you can see redemption in it, when you can see real life, and I think your story has a lot of that in there. So I think that you're going to have great success with this book.
Thank
So,
you.
You're welcome.
I'm very excited.
So, we're going to reveal your cover now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Now, she has seen the preliminary, but she hasn't seen the final.
I have not. I
We're
have
going to
not.
stand up, and
Okay,
we're going to
let's-
take a look at it. So, Paula, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, sorry.
Does that make you want to fall in love? Goodness. Okay.
So, Adra's Transformation is the name of the book, and it will be released on Valentine's Day, 2023. Paula, what'd you think?
Well, I'm trying to find words, trying to
Okay.
find the voice. It is amazing.
Awesome.
Now it's real. It's real. And again, I am just so excited and amazed and in awe of God.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's it.
In awe of God.
Sometimes let me rephrase that. We always give him credit. Because even with, people may look at romance as a secular genre. I think God birthed love.
He had to.
Oh,
Yeah, I do
yes.
too. He
So-
is like, yeah.
So we are excited, we still got a few more phases to go through, just small ones, but, we'll get all that worked out, and we put little flyers together, so we want everybody to go home, follow Paula on Facebook, start sharing with her as she begins her journey as an author. And you will be the first to know when that book is released. Give her the love that she's sharing with you. So, Paula, we look forward to it.
I'm excited.
We are too.
I'm getting excited.
Awesome.
More excited, yes.
I do want to say this. In going through this process with you, it is, I don't have the right word for it, but when you are assisting someone deliver their baby, and to be able to give them guidance and give them direction and not take it away from them and have them say, tell me again, what do you think I need to do in this place? What do you think I need to do? Not in terms of rewriting the story, but just in terms of the process itself. And Paula, I commend you for really being pliable, for listening to the direction, for taking it to heart, to not be offended, because that can very easily happen. But you never were, and you always were at that place of saying, I thank you. I thank you for what you're pouring into me to allow me to be able to produce this dream that I have. So I commend you for that, not just in being a writer and having a great story to tell, but in going through the process with such grace and going through it in a way that made us want to get on that call. Because we got to do right by this lady.
Yes.
We got to make sure that this book is exactly what she wants it to be, and the story is told exactly the way she wants to tell it. So I do commend you for being a great author to work with. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I think that's about it for the evening. We have had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this program as much as we have enjoyed it. Someone asked if we would be doing more intimate evenings with Authors Up, and that is totally up to you. What do you think? Do you want to do this again? Okay. Well, in order for us to do this again, you all got to write some books. You got to read some books. You got to send us an email to authorsup@gmail.com. Like, share, tell people about us. And if you know any authors out there, if you know of any books that you have read that you think are absolutely wonderful and you think need to be shared, we always say everybody's got a story. It just depends on whether or not they want to tell it. So if you know anybody like that, send them our way. We are on the air every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. and we have a replay of that show every Saturday evening at 7 p.m. So I tell you what, we've got a road ahead of us. We're not sure exactly what God has planned for us. We know it's going to be exciting. We know that you're going to be a part of it. Yes? Yes. Yes. Okay. And we are looking forward to it. Paula, we are expecting great things. We are expecting another book, because with Ruth, you can't stop at one. You got to do another one. So I hope that is forthcoming for you and will be there. We want you all to keep looking out for Authors Up. We will have that call, that casting call coming in very, very soon for the train, so that we can do the Authors Up Playhouse in December as we want to do. If you saw the other one or listened to the other one, we had a lot of fun doing it. The story of the train is a good story. Of course, it's my book. So humble. But please, please stay with us. Pray for us. Think about us. And we want to continue to bring you great programming and great books and lift up some great authors that otherwise may not be heard of in some countries across the world. So again, thank you so much. It's been a great evening. Got anything, any closing remarks?
All I have to say really is that, I love you guys so much. And it has just been an awesome experience for me to do something I never thought I could do, to step outside the box and do what we do, and to do life together. We pray together, we share each other's joys and sorrows, and we're truly friends. And that makes a big difference. So I don't know any other show like ours. And yes, I'm biased. So I just appreciate you guys so much, and I love you. And I just look forward to us doing more of this.
And what about you, Ruth? Got any closing remarks?
Nope, thank you.
Well, all righty then. That's it for us. We're out. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining Authors Up.